Now, would you stop doing this already, Caroline? We are not your free daycare over here. My wife has been having to work all day long taking care of that kid, and she has no time to do anything besides that.
What?
All the time you're having my Jolene take him. I get that it's hard to be a parent at times, but come on. You can't just keep handing us your boy every time you don't have the time or patience for him. And that appears to be every freaking day now. Even the weekends. Do you not have even the slightest bit of common sense as a parent? If only Mum and Dad were still around, and then I could have them chew you out for this.
Oh, wait a second, Gavin. What are you going on about right now? I never left my kid with Jolene before in my life.
What? Oh, you have no right to be lying with that innocent attitude. You feel that you can just keep lying to me about this and have your kids stay over at our place all the time. Are you trying to tell me you don't care how much trouble you're causing your little brother and his wife now? We just got married, all right?
What?
We've only been married for 6 months over here. We were looking forward to married life and everything, but now we have to keep taking care of this little baby or toddler or whatever you call it for you. Jolene has been having a lot of trouble with it as well, so she's not able to get anything else done in the house now. Because of you, Caroline, my entire house has turned into a dump because we don't have the time to clean anything up. There are trash bags everywhere filled with nothing but diapers and soiled clothing lying around.
What? That's how bad things have become over there?
And you know whose fault all this is. Having this baby over at our house all the time takes away from our ability to clean anything. And it's the same thing for cooking, so the only thing I've been able to eat the past couple of months has been frozen TV dinners. If we don't get a break to take all this trash out, it's only going to get worse here and soon we'll be an actual dump. I did not get married to Jolene in order to have her be the one to take care of your kid.
Hey, Gavin. Can you please have a word with Jolene again about this? We have not been having her take care of our kid, all right? I understand that we weren't able to find a kindergarten this year, but we have made sure that there's daycare and all that while we're at work. Things have been like this since spring, all right? I promise you that whoever your wife is taking care of right now is not our child.
And I told you to cut the lying already. Are you done yet? If you bring that kid over here again and have my wife take them, then I'm not going to be as forgiving. Just because she's your sister-in-law doesn't mean you get to treat her like this.
Jolene, it's been a while since we last talked. I have something I'd like to ask you right now, actually. I just got a random text from Gavin saying not to have you take my child anymore there, but, what's this all about? What? Gavin went ahead and already started texting you? I was telling him not to drag you into this so many times. Can you please explain to me what's going on here? My husband and I have not once given you our child to take care of before, right? So whose child have you been taking care of so much lately? What? I'm sorry for causing you any trouble. Actually, ever since this spring, I've been taking care of my friend's kid. So ever since spring, you've had to take care of their kid every day? Yes. They weren't able to get their kid into a place to go for kindergarten, so they've had trouble handling things in their home with the kid. So as a way of supporting her and her husband, I've been taking care of their kid every day. That's very kind of you, but because of that, you've started to cause a lot of problems for your own marriage and household, right? From what Gavin has told me, the inside of the house is full of garbage now, and neither of you have been able to cook any. He told me there's just no time for you to manage the chores. That's just because I'm not quite used to taking care of a kid yet. But once I've gotten used to things, then I'm sure I can start to take care of things in the house as well. But from what Gavin told me, he has no clue why any of this is going on besides blaming it all on me. Why haven't you explained the situation to him yet so that he has a better understanding of it? Right now, he's been telling me that you've told him the kid is mine and that I've been the one leaving my kid there for you to take care of. And that's because there's just a lot of things to go with the story. Can you please just let me use you for a bit right now? What? If I have Gavin believing that it's your kid that I'm taking on all the time, then he won't be as upset with me over any of it. So in order to kind of hide the real situation from him, I'm using your name. Please don't get all upset with me over something as small as that. Excuse me, Jolene? Did I ever say I was upset with you? First of all, why do you have to hide the truth from Gavin? I don't understand why you can't just tell him you're helping a friend right now. If you keep labeling that kid as mine all the time, it's only going to make my brothers and my relationship worse. Just today was going off on me about that kid you're taking care of for your friend. And what do you want me to do about that? You don't have to understand why I'm hiding all of this from him anyway. Now I need to go. I have the kid over here again, so I'm busy. Wait, Jolene? So far we've gotten nowhere. We don't have to get anywhere, so just be quiet. And from now on, don't say anything useless to Gavin about any of this. You keep the fact that this is my friend's kid a secret from him.
You've really done it now by bringing your dang kid over here again. Did I not just yell at you about all of this yesterday? Honestly, I respect the nerve you have for doing something like this again.
Huh?
I never thought my own sister was the kind of woman who never cared about the trouble she causes others. You used to always be so nice to me and would never ever do anything to cause me any trouble, yet now. Or could this be a new way of picking on my wife? Do you really not like my wife that much that you'd force her to yet again take care of your crying kid?
I'm not picking on your wife, though. I have no reason to. I haven't even really had a chance to get to know her yet, so in all honesty, I can't judge her at all yet. And just like the other times, I have not taken my child over to your house today. Before you start blaming me again for that, why don't you have a word with your wife about it and really dig into her story a little? Ask her whose kid that really is, so go ahead and talk with her about all of this right now, please.
Huh? Whose kid that really is? That's your kid. Stop talking nonsense right now and hurry on over here and take it back. I was able to get the afternoon off work today and I was planning to take Jolene out on a date. But when I got home, that brat was bawling its eyes out.
And I have no idea what that's all about, right?
You can't just say that about your own kid. You've been leaving your kid over at my house every day for so many months now, alright? Was it that hard for you to give up your job after having the baby so that you can take care of it yourself? If you're required to work that badly, then maybe you shouldn't have had a kid in the first place, you moneyless lowlives.
Excuse me? Who did you just call poor and a lowlife?
I'm calling you and your husband that, you two low-life losers. That's why I was warning you before about this. I told you that marrying a factory worker like him would only lead to a future of nothing but hardships. Yet you never listened to a word I said, and still married that dirty and moneyless factory worker anyway. And then you two idiots made a baby together. Now don't have any money to support it with, right?
You! Stop calling us lowlifes right now, Gavin! And you stop talking crap about my husband and his job right now. I've told you for a long time now to stop talking poorly about us, all right?
What? I'm not making fun of his job or anything. I'm just saying that he works a job where he has to get covered in filth all the time, sweating and smelling like a pig, just to come home with only some pocket change.
What did you say?
He's really such a shameful husband, isn't he? He's that old now, yet all he can do is work in a dirty factory. I'm sure he barely has any money in his savings, so compared to someone like myself, working for a major office here in town, he's nothing. And that's why you have to work as well in the relationship, because he doesn't bring in any meaningful amount of money. He really is such an embarrassment to men.
I'm not gonna listen to this anymore, you dickhead. Do you ever talk about my husband like that when you're the one being played again?
Hey. I'm the one that shouldn't have to listen to you, you cunt. But right now, Jolene and I are victims that have been wrapped into my low-life sister and her husband's problems now. Perhaps it was all a lie about you never being able to find a kindergarten for the brat. You both just can't afford to send your kid there right now, and that's why you have to rely on Jolene and I.
Huh?
I mean, your husband is at a factory, right? If he was working an office job like myself right now, he'd have the money to pay for your brat to go to kindergarten, right? But you two moneyless losers don't even have the money for that.
Not only have you not been listening to anything I tell you, but now you're just going to start assuming we're people like that. I can't hold my tongue anymore.
That's how I'm feeling right now. If you can't even pay for a babysitter to take care of your little brat, then you shouldn't be having kids at all. This will only mean that in the future your kid's going to live a very terrible life with you both. I feel so bad for the little runt. Having to be raised in the slums with you two means he'll never amount to anything either in life.
Huh?
Alright? This is my last time telling you to take that brat home. It's totally screwed up of you having your sister-in-law and I take care of that kid for so dang long now. We're not going to be taking care of some poor couple's little brat any longer.
Are you aware that my child is a girl?
What?
So would you go freaking talk to your stupid wife about this already instead of belittling and blaming your sister and her husband? Right now, my husband and I have been doing all we can to take care of our cute little girl. We would never in our entire lives have someone like you who thinks it's okay to talk down to others like that. Take care of our very important little girl.
Wait a second. What? Your kid is a girl, is that so?
So you don't even remember the gender of your older sister's kid? You must be so exhausted from having to work as a paper pusher in that office all the time and have forgotten a lot of things. Well, thank God you were able to get the whole afternoon off today because of all that hard work, right? Then go and have yourself a well-deserved nap, and once you wake up, go and talk to your disgraceful wife. You asked that woman you happen to love so much where the hell that kid came from and whose it is.
So you're telling me that brat isn't yours after all?
That's what I've been saying this whole time, you dickhead. Now you two figure out that problem yourselves.
Caroline, things are not good here. That brat was never yours to begin with.
Well, it's about time someone caught up with everyone else in the class. So your loving wife Jolene has finally spilled the truth out for you, and now you're aware that the kid is her friend's?
Huh? Her friend's kid? So that's the lie she was giving you before?
Wait, that was a lie?
This isn't her friend's kid, Caroline. That kid she's been taking care of every day has been hers. She was the one that gave birth to it.
Huh? What do you mean she gave birth to it? Was she ever married before you?
No, she wasn't. She couldn't have been. Her and I only got married a little while back, and she said I'm her first. But what I've been told is that she had a baby in secret before she married me. Apparently that kid she's been taking in every day is the kid she had with her ex-boyfriend.
So that's her and her ex's kid?
Back when she had been engaged to me, something happened between her and him. Because of that, she became pregnant. By the time she realised she was pregnant, though, it was already too late for her to do anything about it. So her only choice was to hide all that from me and have the baby in secret.
You're kidding me.
Now that I really think about it, things were a bit weird before our wedding. Jolene told me that she was busy dieting and getting things done for the wedding, so we couldn't really meet often. So all of that was to cover up her being pregnant, and she did that all the way until she had her baby.
So that's really the baby she had with her ex. I know it sucks that she was cheating on you with your ex before you guys got married, but there's always a chance that that's your kid.
There's no way that's mine. I mean, that kid she has with her right now has brown hair and brown eyes.
What?
When I asked her about her ex, she told me he was from Mexico. She showed me a picture of him as well, and that kid looks just like him. Even their faces are perfectly alike.
No way.
Right after having the baby, her ex ended up forcing her to take the baby, but she kept begging him to take it since she was just about to get married and wouldn't have the ability to take care of the kid. He took the baby for a little bit, but soon after he started to bring it to our house all the time, telling her there was no way he could raise it on his own. That's why she's been having to take care of the kid during the day, while she has her ex take the kid home with him at night.
And to keep that all under wraps, she told me it was just her friend's baby. And to you, she kept saying it was your older sister's baby.
Caroline, what should I be doing here? Right now, Jolene is crying and begging me not to divorce her, and she wants us to take the kid for good. She said there is no reason to give her baby back to that ex of hers anymore. She wants the two of us to raise it.
Isn't that great, though? You happen to work for a major office, like you said, so you wouldn't be troubled by having to pay for one kid. It's just one little boy, right?
What are you talking about? I have no relation to that kid at all. And while engaged to me, Jolene was going back to have sex with her ex. You really think I can take care of that kid when it has her ex's DNA in it?
Then why not get a divorce? If you don't want the kid, that's your only other option.
Don't say something like that so easily. We only just got married half a year ago. I've gotten a lot of gifts and money from all of my friends and co-workers. If I divorce her now, and over a reason like that, I'm going to be embarrassed for myself forever.
Why is all that pride getting in your way right now? Well, it has nothing to do with me. So because of that, you can leave me out of your mess and settle it between the two of you. I'm going to get back to work.
Hey, hold on a second. Your little brother is in a lot of trouble right now. This is not the time for you to be getting back to work.
I really do feel bad for you, but to be honest, I don't want to care about your situation anymore.
What?
I'm tired of having to be involved in something I have nothing to do with. I tried so many times already to tell you that the kid was not mine. You never even bothered to listen to me. And what really soured things between you and I today is the fact that you started talking poorly about my husband and his job. Yet you have not once apologized for any of that yet, and that's why I really don't care about you anymore.
Yeah, that was...
Well, right now I don't want to hear your apologies. I'm not in the mood to forgive you. I understand completely now how my little brother thinks about his older sister and her husband. Now I need to get back to work here in order to take care of my moneyless, dirty factory worker husband. Please, Caroline. Do you think you could please take care of my kid and keep him over at your house for a little while? What? If you can do that for me, you'll be able to raise both a boy and a girl. They happen to be close in the same age, so it'll be like raising twins. All right? So you'll take him, right? Wait. No way in hell. Who the hell wants your kid? Either you get my brother to calm down and take care of him with you, or you guys get that divorce and you handle him yourself. I don't like either of those options, and that's why I'm asking you to help. Please allow me to get your help with this as well. Excuse me? I do not want a divorce from Gavin. He works for a large company that makes such decent money, and he's allowed me to be his housewife even. You think that I'd want to be tossed out by a man like that? I was assuming that you were into your ex more than you were into Gavin, so why not go back to him? My ex is a bastard. He never actually bothers to get himself a real job and instead just bums around for money. And whenever I'm around him, he's always asking me for money. That's why I chose Gavin and got married to him. Then why were you cheating on Gavin with your ex? Had you been faithful to your fiancé at the time, then you never would have ended up with that kid. And that would mean you wouldn't have had to worry about a divorce from Gavin right now. I had no choice at the time, all right? His face is way too good for me to pass up. What a freaking joke. I didn't think a few more times sleeping with him would end up getting me pregnant. Maybe one time he did me raw and that's what got me pregnant. And once I had the baby, it didn't look anything like Gavin, so I told my ex to take it since it was his fault. But out of nowhere, after getting married, my ex came back telling me to take care of the kid as well for him. What the hell was he thinking? I'm kind of in shock right now, learning just how much of a horrible person you really are. By the way, the one who really should be to blame for this is all you, Caroline. You didn't do anything for me. I asked you not to say anything to Gavin about this, but you told him anyway. It's because of that he figured all of this stuff out about me and the kid and is wanting a divorce now. Hold it right there. You're gonna blame me for all of that now? I get that it might be to blame for a small portion of this, but you need to take most of the blame here. Your cute little sister-in-law was having a stressful time and just needed you to help her, and so all you had to do was freaking help my butt out! You were no help to me and couldn't even keep that secret away from Gavin for me. It's all because of you that Gavin and I might have to get a divorce. Hey! So you take responsibility for all of this and take the dang kid. If you take this dang brat off our hands right now, then everything will go back to normal for me. As long as this brat is out of the house, then Gavin will rethink wanting to have a divorce and I'll be okay. Shut the hell up, you freaking whore! Jolene, you cut it all with all the BS right now! Shut up! I don't care what you think, so just take this freaking kid away. I'll give you whatever money you need for it, of course. I have a lot that I saved up from when I was single, so I can give you around $100,000 to take this brat away. You won't complain about that now, will you? $100,000? I knew something like money would get you to bite. Your husband being a low-life factory worker must be really tough on you, right? What? So there you go. The deal has been made. He's my cute little son, so make sure to take very good care of him for me. I'll be giving you the $100,000 as well now, so if anything, you should be thanking me for this. To a couple moneyless cave dwellers like you, all this money is a huge deal, right? Consider yourselves very lucky. I'm sure that's a lot of money to you, but to me, that's chump change. Huh? In other words, I'm not taking some measly $100,000 in your son. Actually, no matter how much you try to bribe me, I'm not taking him. What do you mean, measly $100,000? Chump change? This is more than your stupid husband can make in 2 years, right? You're the freaking moneyless losers here, so stop trying to make yourselves look good by saying no to this money. We make enough money in a year where we could drop $500,000 right now and not worry about it. Oh, what? I'm sorry, but those dirty factory workers you call poor make a lot of money. But just because they get a little dirty, everyone wants to make fun of them. My husband happens to be a very hard worker and will break a sweat no matter if it's 100 degrees in the factory or 0. Because of all of his hard work so far, we have around $12 million in our savings. Just last year, he made around $750,000 in that factory. It's far more than just some lowlife then, right? $750,000 just last year? What? He makes that kind of money in a single year? Well, he happens to work in a factory that manufactures elements for the military, and anytime they finish their contract ahead of schedule, they get some massive bonuses from the government. So for all of his and his colleagues' hard work, they make bank. And I mean bank. What? And did I forget to mention he runs his own department in that factory? That's another thing that goes into the money he's making. Also, you have to remember that I'm working as well now. This year, I was able to make around $400,000 with bonuses included. You're kidding! The two of you are making that much money every year? We are. So giving us $100,000 to take your son off of you? I don't think so. My husband and I don't need another child right now, or that little bit of cash you have to offer. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is going on here? I mean, Gavin has always been making fun of you and your husband this whole time I've been together with him, calling you both lowlifes and calling you both poor. That's why I thought by giving you this $100,000, you guys would be able to take the kid. Well, I'm sorry to say we won't be taking your kid. So now that you're aware of my husband's and my current situation, you can go ahead and figure out your problems with Gavin. Of course, this also means you both need to stop coming to me with your problems. No way. What should I do? This was the only plan I had in mind. I'm no longer able to get in touch with my ex, so you're the only person I can ask to help. What? Is that so? Well, I don't really care. Stop getting me involved in your guys' problems, please. Do you understand? It's time you become a good little wife and took responsibility for the problems you've made. After taking some time to finally talk about what they were going to do, both Jolene and my brother decided on getting a divorce. Having just had to divorce his wife, who he'd only been with for half a year, after learning his wife had been cheating on him, as well as learning about how his sister and her husband both made way more than himself, Gavin went into complete shock. This toppled his enormous pride that was the size of Mount Everest and left him a husk of his former self. One could say that the life he lives now is much like that of a living dead man, and I'm sure that's the right term for him. When it came to how things have gone for Jolene, she took her son and went back to her parents' house. However, due to the reason she gave for the divorce and the fact that she showed up on their doorstep with a baby they'd never seen before, both her parents freaked out on her. This then led to both her parents going out and searching for her failure of an ex-boyfriend, and when they found him, they forced him to marry their daughter so that they could both take care of the responsibility. As of now, those newlyweds are living at Jolene's parents' home, where two of them are both working part-time jobs in order to save up enough to move out. And while they do that, her parents take care of their grandkid. When that day comes that they do have the money to find their own place, there's no doubt in my mind that her parents will force them out instantly. Finally, when it comes to my husband and I, we've both been able to get back to our lives now that I'm no longer wrapped up in that disgraceful couple's life. This year is really looking good for the both of us in terms of work again, so we're expecting another $1 million by the time the year's over. And you know what? I think that means next year we're going to both take our daughter on a trip with some of that money. Somewhere exotic. Or maybe just Mouseland.
Hey, Tina, you there? You need to get home from the office right now. I'm about to go to a wedding, so hurry up.
Hold on a second, you're going to a wedding?
Yeah, I totally had no clue that Valerie was getting married today. But I just got a call from my parents and they were super pissed and asking where I was. They were asking why weren't we there at the wedding already.
But wait, I don't get it. I thought that Valerie's wedding was next month. I mean, that's what was written on the invitation we got at least.
I know. At least that's what I thought the invitation said anyways, but guess it was today this whole time. Anyways, just hurry back here so that I can drive us to the wedding venue. How soon do you think you can get back here?
I don't know. I have to ask my boss about this first, and then I'll be home as soon as I can. I think on the bus, though, it'll probably take me a whole hour before I can be back.
An hour. Got it. I got our clothes and everything ready here, so just please try and get back home as fast as you can.
I can't believe that my brother and his wife are really going to miss my wedding. It's just such a shame, really. I suppose we just didn't realize how little you two care about us. Oh, quit the act, Valerie. I don't know why you did it, but the invitation you sent us had the date as a month from now. But now we find out that you're actually getting married today. Why didn't you tell us sooner? I have to leave work early. Well, you should know that it wasn't any kind of accident. I gave the two of you the wrong date on purpose. Excuse me? Why would you do that? What's your problem? I'm just so glad that you passed along the wrong date to my brother so that he didn't go and ask my parents. You made it so easy for me. And now, without you two here, I feel like I can finally have the wedding I've always wanted. You're still not making any sense. Why did you tell Dean and I the wrong date? Why don't you want us there? Isn't it obvious? It's because I hate the two of you. You're always trying to act so young, but you're really not. What does that even mean? I don't get it. It doesn't matter. The real point is that today is all about me, and if I don't want people I hate to be at my wedding, then that should be fine. But I literally don't get what you mean about me not acting my age. I think I act pretty normal. Are you kidding me? Did you really just say that? You're in your 30s and you're still dressing like you just turned 20. You really think that you're fooling anyone at all with your young woman routine? You think you can still get away with wearing skirts? Sorry you didn't want to invite me to your wedding because I still wear skirts. Is that really what makes you think that I tried and act younger than I am? Well, duh, you think that an old hag like you should really be wearing things like that? Obviously, only women in their 20s should be wearing skirts. But I wish they could make it a law so that we could deal with rule breakers like you. I don't even think that's a rule for anyone. I think you just made that up. You really are just so cringy. Do you realize that? I mean, honestly, why would you even try wearing a skirt? But the worst part was when my future in-laws came over and you were in a skirt. They both said that you looked nice in it. But obviously I would look much nicer than you in a skirt. I really don't even know what to say to that. I just want to know why they gave you a compliment and not me. Why did they even bother coming over to my family's house if they weren't going to compliment me? Instead, they gave an old woman like you more compliments. Look, Valerie, I know that you and I don't really have a good history of getting along, but I think that you're taking things just a little too far with this, don't you? I don't think that I'm taking it nearly far enough. I'm only starting to get all this off my chest, but to be honest, I just can't stand you. You're always having so much fun talking to Josh's mom, but you're always leaving me out. You never invite me anywhere or even try to make conversation. Are you talking about the time I was helping Josh's mom in the kitchen? You know that she was getting ready to serve a bunch of guests, right? I was only helping her, but I can ask if you'd like to give a hand next time as well. I don't want to be stuck in the kitchen doing chores with you. I hate cooking. How do you not know this about me after all this time? Just because it's what you do to kiss up doesn't mean that I like it. And I hate that even though you can cook, you still have to pretend like you're younger than you really are. I hate it all. Well, Valerie, I really just don't know what to say to you then. You don't need to say anything. I'm just letting you know why neither of you are invited to my wedding. You can both just sit at home and wait for us to get back. And don't bother trying to get in. I'll have security throw you out the moment you step foot inside the venue. Dean, I am really so sorry about this, but I think that we weren't invited to the wedding because of me. I'm so sorry that you're having to deal with this because of me, though.
What do you mean? How was any of this your fault?
Well, I was talking to your brother's fiance just now, and I think she really does hate me. She was talking about how she was upset because she thinks your mom likes me more than her. She was calling me names to make fun of my age, and she said she gave us the wrong date on purpose.
You kidding me? What's that problem?
Again, I really am so sorry about this. I never wanted you to get caught up in any of this.
Come on, you know that you shouldn't be apologizing for this. Besides, Val hates me too.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that when after my parents called me, I got a message from my younger brother Josh, and he was saying that since we're gonna miss it, he's finally gonna be the favorite son. I think you and I was set up.
You don't mean that, do you? Do you really think Josh would do this?
He's always had it out for me, if I'm being honest. He was always doted on as the youngest child by your parents. He was so spoiled that our parents didn't even care when his grades started to slip. Then he didn't even go to college and still lives at home. I guess he's always been envious of me for working hard, going to a good school, and finding a job with a big company. I think this was his way of trying to get back at me for that. So it seems like this might have happened no matter what.
But that's awful. I know the three of you have your history, but to do something like this?
I know, but if they don't want us there, then let's just miss the wedding. Why bother going there when we're gonna be hated?
Yeah, I guess you're probably right about that. Seems like we don't have any other choice. Although I guess we should probably explain a bit about what happened to your parents later. Wow, I can't believe that you two actually didn't come to the wedding. You do know how pissed my parents are, right? You realize how bad it looks that Dean, the oldest son of the family, wasn't there for a big event like this, don't you? Well, if that's how people chose to read the situation, there's nothing we can do about it. But don't worry, we hope to clear this all up by explaining the truth to Dean's family. What good do you think that's going to do? You should know that we were talking to my parents and they said they'll let us move in with them. I know they've already asked you and Dean so many times, but that you've always turned them down. They were so happy when we said yes that Josh's mom actually cried. So now that we're taking over the duties to take care of them, there's not even a point to having Dean around. So then you're really going to go and move in with Josh's parents? Of course, I've already talked it over with Josh. He figured that after how expensive the wedding was and how much money our honeymoon is going to cost, this is a good way to save money for now. And since we're going to live with his parents, I'll finally get to prove that I'm the better wife than you. So then, you're doing this all just to try and impress your new in-laws? Is that it? I just refuse to lose to an ugly old hag like you. I'm the younger, prettier wife, and I'll prove to my in-laws that I am more capable too. I really have no idea where this urge to compete with me even came from. I don't care what you think. Now that we've done this, it means that Josh's parents are going to provide for us forever. It all works out though, since Josh hates his own brother so much. I can't believe that you two would actually conspire to do something like this. But fine, if you two really hate us that much, then we get it. Maybe we should just not talk to each other anymore. That sounds perfect. We'd love to cut you both out of our lives, after you give us a wedding present, that is. Although since we've agreed that I don't have to see you again, you can just mail a check. Sound good? You're kidding me, right? You don't invite us to your wedding, tell us that you never want to see us again, and still expect a gift? Think of it as a fee to finally get rid of us forever. I think something like $5,000 should cover it. You want Dean and I to give you $5,000? You think that you can buy Josh and I off for cheap? Sure, we want to get rid of you two as well, but you still gotta pay. Besides, this is our wedding gift. Are you really too cheap to afford a measly $5,000? I can't even deal with you right now. I'm going to quit responding to these messages. Well, good riddance then, and tell Dean that he isn't allowed to talk to us either. Oh, that's just fine. Dean says good luck to you both. Especially you. He says he doubts you'll last a year living with his parents. Excuse me? What is that supposed to mean? You really have no idea what you've agreed to, do you? Anyways, have a nice life. Wait a second, you can't just say something creepy like that and then just run off. I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk, but I'm ready to put in some hard work to do this. Oh, you really don't even know the half of it, but I'll tell Dean about the $5,000. What the heck kind of house is this? We just got back from our honeymoon and it's already a disaster. Every day from sunup to sundown, Josh's mom is always nagging me to do some chore or correct some mistake I did doing another chore. Well, I wished you good luck, didn't I? But yeah, their mom is pretty traditional when it comes to living with a daughter-in-law. Traditional is one thing, but this is just too far. And I don't get it. I thought you and Hillary got along. I thought we would have gotten along if I moved in too, but she's always nagging me. Oh, I'm sure it looked like we did get along to someone watching us talk. But the fact of the matter is that I know exactly what you're going through. I hate having to go over to their house for events. What do you mean? I had no idea you felt that way. Of course, I'm always stuck inside the kitchen helping Hillary make this and that. And she never utters a word of thanks. She just takes it for granted that I'm supposed to be there helping her. You're kidding me. I didn't know any of that. In fact, I was always jealous of you. You just got to sit on the couch while we were in the kitchen. You never had to do anything. So when you said that you were going to be moving in with them, you have no idea how happy I was. Especially since now we won't have to keep sending them money every month. You were sending their parents money every month? That's right. We were sending them about $1,000 a month, basically. But then we got a call from Hillary, and she told us about you two moving in. She said that she wouldn't need our money anymore and that we could stop sending it. So thanks for that, too. So then, You were sending them $1,000 a month, but now you're not going to? Maybe you could give us that money instead, since Josh and I are moving in. Yeah, we could do that, especially since they're probably expecting you and Josh to cover all of their bills. Excuse me, cover their bills? Are you serious? Well, of course. Surely you've heard about why Dean and Josh didn't get along, right? Josh was always his parents' favorite and was spoiled with whatever he wanted. Dean, on the other hand, had to work really hard. But his efforts sent him to a good school and eventually landed him into a great job. Josh never liked how successful his older brother was, and so that's where the bad blood came from. Yes, of course I know about all of that, but I thought that it was Dean who was always looking down on Josh because he thought he was better. Ah, is that how Josh tells it? It is true that Dean makes a ton of money, and that is why his parents asked him to help. Of course, Josh was also the beneficiary of that since he was living with his parents. I suppose he probably didn't even know of the help his brother was giving, but now that you're both living there, you're going to find out. So thank you so much for making it so easy to finally cut ourselves off from Dean's family. But, this isn't what I had in mind when I agreed to move in. I know, isn't life funny like that sometimes? Anyways, I'm sure if you work hard, you'll worm your way into Hillary's heart. But, like I said, good luck with everything. Well, I just finished having a little chat with Valerie. I think she finally understands what she's gotten herself into. Of course, she wasn't happy to hear about it in the least.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to Josh right now about it too. When he heard about the money we'd been sending, he was so upset about it.
Yeah, I guess neither of them had any idea at all that we'd been doing that. But I guess they found out since telling your parents they were going to be moving in. Although I can see us getting sucked into even more drama, so what do you think about moving away, Dean?
Tino, I was just gonna ask you the same thing. I think this is the perfect chance to go to a new city, get new numbers, and start over. Then they can't ever find us and try asking for money again.
Perfect. I'm so happy we're on the same page with this. I guess I should probably go and find a real estate agent so we can start getting everything ready.
Great. And we can find some places to look at this weekend. This is gonna be great.
I can't take it anymore. I'm seriously at my limit. What kind of life is this? All I want to do is move out. Oh, shoot. Dean and I were so caught up in the move, we forgot to change our phone numbers. Move? What are you talking about? Did you and Dean move somewhere? That's right. We moved so we'd never be sucked into Dean's family drama again. And now that we have moved, we are never going to tell you to where. But that isn't fair. I want out of this life. Let me come and live with you guys. Josh and I can take your house and you can come and live with his parents. Yeah, that sounds like an awful deal, actually. Besides, I thought I made it clear we didn't want to live with his parents. We don't even want to have to deal with them, or you and Josh at all, for that matter. Dean's parents always made Josh their favorite, and that meant while Dean had to claw his way to where he is now. It was only after they realized Dean was making money that his parents asked for some. But you have no idea how expensive it is for all four of us. $1,000 extra a month could go a long way. Please, can't you help us out? Please, Hillary steals money out of my wallet instead of asking. She's always making me cook, even though she knows I'm bad at it. And she's always putting me down in front of Josh. Valerie, you can do this. I believe in you. I know it's tough, but at least at the end of it all, you'll be able to say that you know how to make a souffle and dust a house properly. Isn't that wonderful? Please, I don't want to have to do any of that. You have to come and rescue me. You have to get me out of here. I am begging you. Rescue you from what? You did this. You were the one who agreed to go and live with your husband's parents. Not only that, but you agreed to do so as a means to try and undercut Dean's as well as my own place in the family. You realize that, right? We don't owe you any kind of help, and you aren't going to be getting it. Anyways, it sounds to me like you have a lot of studying ahead of you, so good luck with that. After that, Dean and I went to the cell phone store and changed out our numbers so that Dean's family and Valerie could never, ever find us again. And after that, we didn't ever hear from them again. Though Dean would still hear from his dad through the family gossip pipeline and could tell that things weren't going too well at home. Apparently Josh was not as reliable as Dean was for taking care of his parents, according to his parents. According to Dean, he heard that Josh had to finally go and try to find a real job, but could only find something that didn't pay very well. Apparently, even Dean's dad had to go back to part-time work to help contribute to the budget. As for Dean and I, we've been thoroughly enjoying our new life and fresh start. I haven't been anxious about needing to help my mother-in-law host an event, and Dean isn't constantly stressing about making sure he'll make enough to support his parents, too.
Hello, nice to meet you. I happen to be Connor's older sister, Skylar. You must be Brianna, right? What? I'm sorry for being so sudden here. I'm sure it's a bit of a shock to be texted by your fiance's older sister like this. Hey, no worries about that. I was just a little suspicious about who this might be is all. Nice to meet you, Skylar. Thank you so much for finally getting in touch with me, and like you said, my name's Brianna. I've heard a lot about you from my little brother. You both seem to be really close to one another, and you've been working on getting the wedding on the road. I've even heard from him that you both got a reservation at the one place you were both really hoping for, right? Luckily, the place we've been wanting to have our wedding at was available on the day we asked for. The place is just so beautiful, so we didn't even hesitate in asking them to write our names in the book. So that means you guys have still not paid for the wedding or anything yet, right? That's right. We have plans later this month to go there and pay for the reservation. That'll just be for the wedding hall, though, and not the other things involved in the wedding. That'll all be paid for later on down the road, so we're not sure quite yet how much the whole wedding will cost. So that means since you haven't gone and actually paid for anything yet, it's totally fine for you to break up with Connor. What? What exactly did you mean by that? Letting me make this a bit more clear. I'd like you to break up with Connor right now. You happen to love him enough that you want him to be happy with the right person, right? So you should be more than happy to leave him for me. What? There's been a lot of talks about another woman that'll be much better for Connor. So I want him to start meeting with her right away, considering she's the better choice. Now, would you please take this time to stop talking with him for me and go find yourself someone else? Stop talking to him? Right now, Connor and I are engaged, okay? And pretty soon here, we're going to have our parents get together and meet for the first time. And we'll be paying for the wedding hall at the end of this month. So what are you talking about when you say there have been talks of Connor being with someone else? It seems that my dad found her for him. While he was talking with my mom, I listened in on their conversation from around the corner. That's so. But your parents, they were so happy to hear about Connor and I getting engaged. You understand that they were only putting on a face and looking happy, right? Deep down, all of us hate the idea of you being Connor's fiancé and would love for him to be with someone else. What do you mean? What's so wrong with me being his fiancé? I'm sure you already know this, but Connor graduated at the top of his class from university and is considered one of the best in his fields. Right now he's becoming a doctor and will soon be raking in more money than his family has ever seen before. As his older sister, he is someone that I'm very proud of, and I'd love to see him married to someone that'll make him happy. And I plan to continue making him happy as his wife. Is it really that bad for me to be the one that marries him? Huh? Are you mentally okay? You think our prodigy would be happy with some girl that was raised by only her mother in that poor household there? Tell me, how would you be able to make him happy? What? I told you, right? My brother happens to talk about you quite a lot, so we all know who you are. And that means we, of course, know how you were only raised with a mom and no dad. Your dad must have never really wanted you in his life, hey? I'm sure you never chose to be raised in that low-income household with just your mom around, right? But the fact that you were born poor pretty much means that there's no use from you, so please understand your position for us. Hold on a minute, please. Why are you calling me poor and from a low-income household? I understand that the only person who ever raised me was my mom, but I don't find it okay for you to call me things like that. What? But everyone who lives in a single-parent household is poor, right? The single parent has to take care of their kids, so they can't work that much, right? There's no way they're making enough to give you or themselves a good life, right? That's a terrible way to think about us and very biased. This is not a bias. This is all the truth I'm speaking right now. And I will not let a girl like you marry my very important brother. I'm sure you only want to be married to him for the money he'll be bringing in, right? You have that very wrong, Skylar. I would never marry Connor for his money, and we've both discussed that between one another. Don't call me Skylar like that anymore. You are not going to become anything more than a stranger to me, so either call me Ms. Skylar or nothing at all. That's enough of this now, so hurry up and leave my brother already, please. We'll be having Connor marry someone that is on the same level as him. We will not have his image being ruined by some lowlife such as yourself, so it's over between you two. I'm sorry to have to bother you at such a busy time as this. Victor, do you mind giving me just a moment of your time so that we may talk?
It's been a little while since we last talked, Miss Brianna. And what would you like to talk with me about today? Right now, the CEO happens to be at an early dinner, so perhaps there is something you'd like me to tell them.
No. This isn't something that I need to talk to my mom about. There actually happens to be something that I'd like to ask you, Victor.
You have something to ask me?
This is something private that I'd like to ask, so please don't worry about the formalities. Just call me Brianna for now. Now, the thing I'd like to ask about is in regards to Connor. Is it true that you've been trying to get him to go and see another woman?
Have Connor met with another woman? I've not been doing anything of the such. Is there any reason I'd be doing something like that in the first place? Isn't my son currently engaged to you?
Well, I had happened to hear something about you having another woman ready to become engaged with him. Of course, I knew that something of that nature could never be the case, but just to make sure of that, I wanted to come and confirm that with you.
I would really like to know what strange source you heard that kind of story from. If you'd like to, you and I can meet in person to discuss all of this, and you can tell me where this is all coming from.
I don't think this requires us meeting in person to discuss, so don't worry too much about this. I just wanted to know whether that was the truth or not. Thank you for giving me some of your time while you're busy at work.
My pleasure. I'm happy that we were able to settle that little discrepancy. If you happen to need anything else from me in the future, please feel free to text me at any time. Whether it's my position of working with your mom or my position of becoming your father-in-law, I'll always be here to help.
To tell you the truth, you're very much like a father to me, Victor, and I really do mean that.
The reason for all of this kindness towards you is because someday you'll be both my daughter-in-law and my boss. I've even known about you since you entered preschool, way before you started to be with my son. So to me, I have this obligation to treat you as though you're my daughter, as that's what both myself and your mother want. Because of that, I'm very happy to see you marrying my son in the future.
There's one other thing. Connor and I were able to get ourselves a place to throw the wedding, and we'll be paying for it at the end of this month. It's a very gorgeous place where we'll be throwing the wedding, so I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am.
I've heard about that from Connor. I think you guys will have a very beautiful and memorable wedding. As both Connor's father and your father-like figure, I'll make sure to be here for you to help in any way possible with the wedding.
Hey! Why have you gone and paid for the reservation? I told you already to break up with my brother, right? You really must be looking for trouble after ignoring my words like that. I never said that I'd be going through with something like that, and just to make sure what you were saying was a lie, I went and checked on all that myself. There was never any talks about your brother meeting with another woman. Huh? Did you really go and check with Connor himself about all that? I'm sorry, but Connor's still not aware of what's going to happen because my dad has still not spoken to him yet. But it's true that he has another far more fitting woman for him, and my parents have already been talking about the wedding plans and everything. I'm sure they were just talking about our wedding coming up. Would you stop it with that, you fatherless loser? My brother is not going to be marrying some single-parent, moneyless lowlife like you. He'll be getting married to the daughter of a CEO. There's going to be a wedding for a lowlife like yourself. What? The daughter of a CEO? That's right. The woman that my dad is ready for Connor to marry happens to be the daughter of a huge CEO who runs this massive company. When I heard my mom and dad talking about that, I was shocked to hear the good news. Saying that he was so proud that his son would be able to get married to a CEO's daughter. He looks so happy about it. Skylar, perhaps there's something about all that you're not aware of. I'm so sorry, Brianna. I no longer have the nerve to sit here listening to all your excuses now. So would you just shut up for me and break up with my brother pronto? No, this isn't an excuse or anything like that. What I want to tell you is that you must be misunderstanding something very important right now. I'm misunderstanding something? The person that you suspect your dad has gotten to meet your brother is me. Actually, there's not going to be any meeting between him and I soon, considering that happened long ago. Huh? Cut it out with that really crappy lie you're trying to tell me there. There's no way a moneyless girl from a fatherless, low-income household is the daughter of a CEO. You really want to marry Connor that bad? That you'd make up some lie like that to me. You really must need his money badly. I'm not lying right now, okay? I'm telling you the truth. Would you please just listen to everything I have to tell you right now? I understand that you want to try everything to get with the man you can leech off of for the rest of your life, but I'm not going to bother you with you any longer. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you sacrifice, you will not be allowed to be part of my very rich and powerful family. Huh? My family has loads of money right now, and both my parents work very high-end jobs. My dad is so high up there, in fact, that he's working alongside a very well-known CEO and has been entrusted with a lot of responsibility. When it comes to my mom, she's one of the best lawyers in the city and has traveled the world a lot for different cases. And then their two children, myself and Connor, both happen to have graduated from Harvard. I totally understand why someone in your shoes would want to be part of this family, but you're just too different from the rest of us, below us in fact, so it's not happening. Are you really that worried about something like me having one or two parents around to raise me? I'm sure there are some things that happen differently in a family with only one parent, but for the most part, we all turn out the same. In my case, actually, I feel as though I was raised even better than some of those with two parents. I mean, you were raised by both your parents, but look at the way you turned out. You're far too old to be judging someone else's life like that when you don't have your own life together yet. Huh? I'm not gonna be talked back to like that from a moneyless and single mother's bratty child. Just shut your mouth and leave my brother alone. You're never gonna get married to my cute little brother, no matter how hard you try to. You are far too poor and have no manners like those of us who live with the elite. Now you take your little lowlife butt and disappear from my world.
The only one who's going to disappear is you.
What?
Skylar, what the hell do you think you're doing right now to this poor young woman? Not only have you been making things up and talking horribly about your brother's future marriage, but you've now been belittling a woman like Brianna.
Wait a second, what's all this about? I told you never to call me by my name like that again. Do you think I want my name in the mouth of some lowlife? Do you even know who I am?
What about you? Do you have any idea who the hell I am? Why the hell are you talking to your own father like that?
Huh? Dad? Is that you, Dad? What? This is really you, Dad? You're my dad?
Skylar, when you get back to the house tonight, we're going to your room. You're gonna get one hell of an earful from me. I'll make sure you never talk to another person with a tongue like that ever again. Talking to someone as important to me as Brianna with that childish attitude of yours. I cannot let you act like that any longer.
What are you talking about? What's going on here? What the actual frick is all this? Why are you using Brianna's phone right now to talk to me, Dad? And why are you calling her important? You have to be joking with me, right?
I call her important because she happens to be the daughter of my CEO. Is there something wrong with me doing that? Do you not think of her as being important to me? To our whole family?
Your CEO's daughter?
Brianna happens to be the daughter of the woman I'm currently working under. And she had something very important she wanted to show me today, and that's why she's all the way out of the office with me right now. I was wondering what she had to show me, and before I could ask, she was showing me all these horribly rude texts you've been sending to her. And what makes all that worse is as she was showing me the previous texts you would send her, you were currently sending her terrible messages as well. Because of you, my head hurts like hell now, and I have butterflies in my stomach because I'm so nervous about what might happen to me because of this.
You're lying, right? Wait a second. What? Is Brianna really the daughter of that CEO you're working with? But she doesn't have a father. Her mother has been raising her by herself for these years. So how the hell does she come from a person who has all that power and money?
What the hell does her having only been raised by one parent have to do with anything? Is it funny to you that her mother ended up a CEO? Or are you just trying to make up stupid excuses right now for acting like a total witch to her? Do you feel you have the right to talk about people in their positions like that?
Wait, Dad?
When you get home, I'm getting out the belt. It's been a long time since I've gotten it out, but I guess you never grew out of your early teenage years, have you? I bet that leather will help you to understand just how horrible a person you've really been. Brianna, I'm so sorry. I just got a call from my dad talking about what's all gone down. It seems my sister has really said and done some awful things to you already. I'm so sorry for not noticing that there was something going on between you two.
You don't have to apologize for any of that, Connor. I never came to you about any of it, so it's partially my fault as well.
But my dad has been yelling at me about this all as well. He wanted to know what was wrong with me for not being around you to protect you when you needed it most. He asked me if I'm even considered a man anymore after what's happened to you. I've never seen him that mad with me before.
I'm really sorry about that. I went right to your dad about all of this when I realized your sister was really confused about something. At the time, I didn't really think things would get any worse between Skylar and I, so I never thought to tell you about it. I assumed that your dad would know more about what was going on since Skylar told me that he had found you another woman for you. That's why I went and talked with him about everything to make sure that that wasn't all true.
I think you have a good point, but next time, make sure to tell me things like that as well. You're my fiancé after all, so I could have put Skylar in her place for you as well. If it's something I can't handle, then we can bring it up with my mom and dad.
That sounds good. I'm sorry for not coming to you this time.
Just to be sure, I'll go talk with my sister so she knows that nobody is on her side in this. Hopefully, that'll get her off your case and we can all be happy again. And if after that she's still causing problems, let me know and I'll get my dad to kick her out of the house. Then she won't be able to do anything to us because she'll have nothing.
Alright, I'll make sure to do that. Now good luck to you and whatever things end up happening between you and your sister. So you really are the daughter of a CEO? If that was the case, you should tell me that a lot sooner. Because of you hiding all that from me, my dad and Connor are both very angry with me, and now they're kicking me out of the house. Wow, so those two are a lot more angry with you than even I was thinking. Not only are they angry though, but they're making sure you're punished in a good way. They told me that I'm too old to be sitting in the house anymore anyway, and to leave that place and go live on my own. They said things like I need to get a job, and that I need to find myself a husband. How could they expect me to do any of that when I don't have a job? Wait, you still haven't found yourself a job yet? I was raised by only one parent, yet I made sure to get out of the house early and get myself a proper job. Shut the hell up! When you're as amazing as I am, it's hard to find a job that deserves you. If the workplace even has one idiot working in it, it's not a good enough place for me. I see. But I think it's kind of important for you to find some kind of work and then go live by yourself for a while. I've been on my own completely since I graduated from college, and doing so has taught me a lot of things I never learned there. And if anything, it taught me to be thankful for all the things my mom did for me growing up. So I recommend you try it. I'm not going to take any recommendations from you. I don't want to live on my own, ever. I like living in my parents' house where every day there's delicious food being served to me without having to put in any effort. If I'm going to have to be kicked out of that house now, then I'm going to make you take care of me. I'm going to make you take responsibility for everything that's happened for me. What? So you want me to be the one that takes care of you from now on? You can at least find me a new home to live in. So either I take you in or I find you a new place to live. That's right. This is all your fault after all, and no cheap places if you chose a new home for me. No apartments under $2,500 a month. Honestly, I need to be living in a high-rise apartment, if you go that route, above the 15th floor. Don't you dare start complaining about all of this. I hate the idea of this, but it seems like you're gonna marry my brother. So, in other words, that makes me your sister-in-law. And that means you cannot talk back or complain to me about anything I ask for. The only thing you're allowed to do is listen to me and then do it. I'm glad to hear you're not whining about me marrying Connor anymore, but it seems you still have not stopped causing me trouble here. And even though you're the daughter of a CEO, that does not give you permission to act like you're better than me. I don't care that you will get a company someday. I'm your older sister-in-law, and that makes me considered even more like royalty than you. If you understand what I'm asking, then you get me that high-rise apartment right now. And of course you're going to be paying the rent for me every month.
That's enough, Skylar. Even after all that yelling you received yesterday, you still have not been cured of that toxic tongue.
What?
It's over for you now, Skylar. I've been sitting right next to Brianna this whole time, watching every text you've been sending her. I'm a very sad little brother now. Today is the day I lose my older sister. But I suppose that's going to be fine in the long run, considering the older sister I knew never talked to other people, especially those important to me, like that.
Wait a second. Are you Connor?
And what if I am? Are you gonna start panicking, making up sorry reasons for why you act like such a witch?
No.
You've really gone and done it this time, acting like a monster to Brianna again after being chewed out by both Dad and myself yesterday. Unfortunately for you, I never want to see your face ever again. And when it comes to my wedding coming up here soon, you're no longer invited to it. I don't want a freaking monster like you ruining all the fun for everyone else.
What? Why are you telling me I can't come to the wedding now? What you just saw was... It wasn't what you thought. I really am shocked right now after having been told I'm gonna get kicked out of the house. I'm really worried and saddened by that. I'm sorry, Skylar. Right now, Connor no longer wants to talk to you, and I'm not sure you'll ever hear from him again. He's actually gone and left the house to go and get some takeout for us because he needs to cool down. Something about how he just told you to not start making excuses and sad reasons for being such a witch and all that. Yet you did not listen to him. What? Sucks that you're not invited to the wedding anymore, but that was bound to happen when you chose not to learn your lesson. We both agree now that we don't want you there, so that's pretty much it for you. I'm sorry, but we'll be telling the security detail that you'll now be on the blacklist. You freaking cunt! You hadn't started to show this conversation to my little brother like that without my permission? You've now gone and made both my dad and my brother hate me. That's all part of your plan, isn't it, you little cunt? I'm not sure how I was supposed to be aware that you'd text me at this exact point in time today. To be honest, I thought you'd never talk to me again after the punishments you got. I didn't even want to talk with you today, to be fair. Shut the hell up, you cunt! My dad and Connor are part of my family. Yet you keep abusing your spot as the daughter of that CEO to make them bend to your will. You're a cunt! Cunt, 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 cunt! I'm not so sure about that. I'd really like you to stop believing in whatever reality you live inside your head. Huh? What the hell are you talking about? You're using your power to make everyone side with you on this. I know that for a fact. Neither my dad or Connor have ever been that mad at me before. Even if I wasn't the daughter of a CEO, I'm sure those two would side with me on what's happened. The reason they're on my side happens to be because 1, I am not insane, 2, I'm not a witch, and 3, I'm not going off the deep end. Huh? You're calling me insane? I'm not insane, you are! Are you trying to tell me that I don't understand any of what's going on right now? Yes. You've been saying completely false things about your family to break up a marriage, and have been asking your brother's fiancé to leave him. You've also started calling me poor and a lowlife even though you don't know me. The list goes on, but I don't have the time to tell you it all right now. Just know that everything you've been doing makes you look like a mentally insane monster. Or in simple terms, a brainless jerk. Excuse me? Even if they are all your family, they happen to be too high class to side with something like you. If anything, we've all started to doubt that you're actually related to the family by blood. That's how amazing and high class your family is compared to you. You're freaking dead! You think you can just tear me apart like that because you're the CEO's daughter? I'm supposed to become your older sister-in-law soon, and this is how you treat me? I'm above you in every way, and you don't realize that still? Since you won't be at the wedding anymore, I think this is where I say goodbye to you forever. Understand that you'll become my sister-in-law here soon, but nobody will acknowledge that considering you're going to be disowned by your parents. What? So I'm being disowned now? What? So you're all just going to cut ties with me now? It's a little bit dangerous to continue being in contact with someone in your state, so we all agreed it's better that you stay away from all of us. Now that was it from me, so please never ever come around your family or I ever again. If you do still try and come around any of us, I'll make sure that my mom's security comes and removes you from our surroundings and calls the police on you. On that day, Skylar was officially kicked out of the family and was kicked out with whatever she could carry on her person. Of course, I never got her a new place to live or anything like that, so she ended up going to multiple different friends' places. However, the relations with her friends didn't last long because she would complain about their cooking and how small their places were and that they weren't clean. Soon, she ran out of friends to go and stay with and had to turn around to borrowing money. But of course, she can't borrow much considering she doesn't have a job or anything, so she's left having to find a place to live, either under the bridge or on the bus stop bench. Both her dad, Victor, and her brother, Connor, know that she's living on the streets now, but they don't mind at all since she's no longer in the family. If anything, they're happy to see her this way, since it seems that she might start to looking for work here soon to try and stay alive.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.